Thank you. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Art with Liz. As always, to the Hoboken Public Library for allowing us to have this very special experience of doing art in person here at the library in beautiful Midtown. I guess this is Midtown Hoboken, and also from the warmth and privacy of your own home studio. All right, today is our final celebration of an artist of Native American ancestry. And I'm really excited today because this is an artist that I have met personally, who is, I think he's an acquaintance of my husband, also another artist whom some of you have met. I wouldn't qualify him as a friend of mine, but I have met him personally. His name is Jeffrey Gibson. He used to live in Jersey City and was quite an active Jersey City artist, but now he lives in Hudson, New York. And just backtracking a little bit, we have been looking at the art of Native American artists throughout the month of November, because November is Native American History Month in the United States. Jeffrey Gibson was born March 31st, 1972. He is a Mississippi Choctaw Cherokee tribal member, and he is a painter and a sculptor. And as a child, he moved frequently, which was a very important part of his development as an artist. We're going to go immediately to a slideshow of pictures of his work. We'll spend a little bit of time talking about his work, and then I have a project for you today. I'm going to do a quick demonstration. I'm going to give you directions for the project, and then you're going to be able to go to work. Those of you who are here in person, I have brought in all the materials that you'll need, and those of you working from home, I have suggestions of materials that you can find around your house to use. All right, let's go right to the slideshow. I'm not sure if I opened it, so give me a minute. I want to double check. Yes, I have opened it. I'm going to share the screen. And here we go. So again, he is a multimedia artist of Cherokee and Choctaw ancestry. He was born in Colorado, but he is a Mississippi Choctaw Cherokee artist. As I mentioned, he moved about a lot as a child. He lived in Germany and Korea. And in a press release, he stated that this unique combination of cultural perspectives and exposure are essential to his work. Amen. All right. Eileen is very excited about this and said, amen. That's because you moved around a lot as a child, as a grown-up. And this has influenced your work as well. I love that. Your work and your life view and perspective about life. That's why you're such a cool person. All right, so here we go at the pictures. So this exposure to different cultural perspectives is essential to understanding Gibson's artwork, and the combination of these different viewpoints has transformed what are seemingly disparate references from both Western and non-Western sources in his work. Now, he did a lot of these geometric abstractions that are oil paintings. He calls them landscapes, which I find kind of interesting. Morning, Daniel. Oh, nice haircut, sir. Looking good. He calls these landscapes. Can anybody see why he might call this a landscape? Just throwing that out there. Looks like flags.
Looks like letters.
Looks like letters. Why?
Why not?
Why not? An aerial view of a landscape, possibly. I see trees. Or mountaintops.
Yeah.
Could be teepees. And we talked about the fact that teepees are still used as living space for Native Americans. So it's not a stereotypical image. It is relevant still today. All right, so aesthetically, very colorful, right? Looks like a quilt to me. And he has made quilts out of fabric, but this is an oil painting. So occasionally you will see reference to quilts in his work. I forgot to remove the toolbar. I hope it's not troubling people while looking at the art, particularly the edging around the frame around the outside, which I quite like, references quilt making. I like the repetition of shapes. I think that's very pleasing to look at. Anybody not like this picture? Yeah, somebody said it looks like letters. It's probably words. What do you think it says? What?
Apple to stone, it cracks. C-R-A-C-K-S with that blue, big blue.
Yeah.
And then the word in above it, and stone, S-T-O-N-E.
I see that. Apples.
Can't read the top. Something is apple to stone, it cracks. Can't figure out
The top word. I see an L. L-E perhaps. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the title of this piece, but I'm guessing the words relate to the title of this piece. I definitely see is an apple and stone and maybe cracks and it. I love the ambiguity of that you have to kind of search it out. I like that a lot. All right, let's look at the next slide. So he earned his Bachelor of Fine Arts from the Art Institute of Chicago in 1995. And in 98, he received his Master of Fine Arts from the Royal College of Art. He was sponsored by the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, and Gibson remarked on this. He said, "My community has supported me. My chief felt that me going there, being a strong artist, made him stronger." I love that. So it's hard to see in this picture. I'm guessing especially more difficult for folks at home, but there's actually a figure in the middle. And it's made of beads. So this is a mixed media piece that is a painting with a beaded figure in front of it. So it's a sculpture installed in front of a painting. And it looks like there's a word at the bottom also, but I can't make out what that says.
It says faith.
What?
It says faith.
Faith. Okay, who is that? Courtney? Thank you.
Yes. The previous one is when fire is applied to a stone, it cracks. At least that's what I see.
Oh, I love that. Say that again, please. When fire is applied to a stone, it cracks.
Yeah.
Love that. And this says faith. I'm sorry, Nicola. Oh, it's the first painting is behind the figure. I couldn't have planned it better if I'd done it myself. Laura.
Sweat lodge, and heat stones.
Yes.
Built into-
Yes, yes, absolutely. So that's probably a direct referral to Sweat Lodge and Heating the Stones, where people go to connect with their faith and spirituality. That makes a whole lot of sense. It also says, like a hurricane. I'm just noticing that on the left-hand side, the white letters say like a, and on the right, it says hurricane on the right. Gibson is also a gay artist and identifies with the whole dance culture and night clubbing. So that also plays a powerful role in the visual imagery in his work. He doesn't really explain why or how, but I'm letting you know that visually that is important to him. I'm going to go to the next picture and I'm going to read a very long quote to you. But first, I wanted to let you know he's an artist in residence at Bard College and teaches there in studio art. And he was also in 2010 a visiting artist at the California College of Arts. And as I mentioned, he lives and works in Hudson, New York, where his home is like is a huge studio that he frequently opens to the public. This picture is very blurry, unfortunately. All right, here's a big long quote directly from him. I want to read it because I think it'll help us understand his work more. Quote, "Utopia was important for me to envision and relates to my being Native American and having grown up solely in a Western consumer culture. My desire to act out the role of an explorer, depicting an inviting landscape via painting and specimen retrieval, was a reaction to Native tribes being consistently described as part of a nostalgic and romantic vision of pre-colonized Indian life." He's the third Native American artist who's talked about this romanticized stereotyping of Native American people being closely connected to nature, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a big deal. The aesthetic of these paintings and sculptures came from turn-of-the-century Iroquois whimsies, contemporary and historic powwow regalia, cultural adornment of non-Western cultures, techno rave and club culture, as I just mentioned, and earlier utopian models. So this is an installation of multiple paintings. It's quite blurry, so forgive me. And you can see the combination definitely of Western cultural imagery, as well as a lot of Native American graphics that we've looked at in previous classes. You can see the influence of Native American weaving pattern, etc. But this kind of the emoji images interspersed with all that, very Western.
Colors are so bright.
Very bright. He loves bright colors. I think that's part of the techno rave culture. It is a major influence for him. What do you think?
Somewhere I thought to see that in the weaving, some Indian tribe early on like found that buying it from a European importer was something they liked because the colors were so great. So they actually used to, I don't know what for the century or something, they actually pushed over to like not their own materials, but their own designs.
So maybe it's Western influence.
But I just found it interesting that there's no one you took. It was offered because it was good. They made it what they needed for it.
Okay. And certainly a lot of the beads that became prevalent in Native American aesthetics came from Western trading. Yeah. And maybe that's where these bright colors are coming from as well. Maybe Gibson's making a statement about that. All right, here's another one of those landscape paintings with the words open to something. It looks to me to something vision.
Persuasion. Persuasion. Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, good, Dan. Open to persuasion. I think you're absolutely right. And again, it definitely looks like weaving, doesn't it? I really like this one. This one really works for me. All of the shapes fit together beautifully and the colors blend. This is a painting. So Gibson sometimes actually paints on rawhide. He also paints on wood panels, sometimes wood panels that are rawhide clad. He also works with recycled found objects, such as antique shaving mirrors, ironing boards. He covers them in untanned deer, goat, or elk skin, and he combines domestic Native American and hard edge modernist references. He likes to do things with punching bags, and I have a few pictures of that soon. Here's one of his rawhide pieces. I've actually seen this piece in person. It's quite large and very powerful piece. So we Westerners may object to this because it was, you know, once an animal skin, but there was a chair here. Oh, great. Welcome. But of course, rawhide was definitely and is definitely part of Native American everyday life.
It's raw. Skin of a cow or any.
Yeah. Skin of an animal. We wear shoes. Shoes are made from usually the skin of an animal.
And the process we get is called tan. Tan. T-A-N-I-N-G.
Well, that's how the hide is cured, through tanning. This is an oil painting on rawhide. Yep.
The colors still look Indian, like Native American. Still look bright.
Okay. There's black, there's green, there's yellow, red. I see some pink, turquoise. It's a very large piece. This one you can definitely read. It says because, and it is woven. Another thing that Gibson does is work with Native artists. He hires Native weavers and beaders to help him create his work. So he comes up with the idea, the concept, he will do the drawing, and then he hires craftspeople, local craftspeople to work with him. And that is part of his process.
You said this is woven?
This is a woven in the middle, but the strips top and bottom are painted, either in oil or acrylic or both. This is a woven piece. I do not think there are beads in this. This is a woven piece. John,
It's a mesh. Is that done? It's a
yes,
mesh.
like similar to the way you would make a pot holder. So the yarn is woven in and out of warp and weft threads. And it looks like beads because the yarn is thick and three-dimensional. You're going to see beaded work in some of the slides, but this is not beaded. Honest, I promise. If you want it to be beaded, that's okay with me, but this one is not. I'm sorry.
Here it's bigger without my glasses.
Okay. We can go to the mat on this one, but I'm pretty sure this one is not one of its beaded. This piece is beaded. Beaded and woven both. It's a combination. I believe there are even little tiles in this one as well. So this is a sculpture, obviously, of a bird installed in front of a painting behind it. It's pretty spectacular, right? So he works with silicone, urethane foam, and beads. His sculptures are a dialogue between mainstream pop culture and Native American powwow aesthetics. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I just like saying it. The Newark Museum owns one of his pieces. It's quite spectacular. I'm going to show you a piece very similar to the one that the Newark Museum owns. It alone is worth a trip to the fabulous Newark Museum right here in Newark Museum in Newark, New Jersey. You can get on the New Jersey Transit train here in New Jersey or the PATH train and be there in 15 minutes. It's a great little museum that I wish more people would go to. It is a treasure of this state. And they have a wonderful Native American wing filled with just fabulous art. His sculpture is one of the centerpieces of their Native American wing. Okay, let's move along. This is the piece I was referring to. I'm so glad it's next. I don't quite know something. I don't know what it says, sorry. This is beaded. Completely beaded. And the piece that he has at the Newark Museum is completely beaded as well. It's just magnificent. So this is not huge, but it has a presence. The one at the museum has a presence. I love these. I'm a doll maker, so I'm very attracted to these sculptures. He creates his own totem sculptures, and this series of sculptures take him days to put together. He works with other artists and beaders. Here's a quote from an art critic that I like so much. Gibson's abstract works have been compared to artists such as Cy Twombly, Crisafilli, and Indigenous Australian art. Artist and poet Jimmy Durham declared that Gibson might be our Miles Davis, referring to Native America. While some celebrate him as a Native artist, others celebrate his ability to move freely in and out of Native and non-Native contemporary art worlds. Another one of those paintings with words. This says, she knows other worlds. It's gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go through quickly. Anybody has comments now, you can call them out.
And Liz, on that last piece, I like the way that the vertical lines go down, then he takes it and moves it over.
Yep, with the diagonals,
Right.
yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of movement in that.
It goes black, white, and underneath it, the black is where the white extends.
Yep,
So it gives that beautiful illusion of the dimension.
yep. So he borrows from a lot of Western art tradition, hard edge abstraction, what we call op art, with which John was just referring to, that optical illusion effect. Certainly the graphic illustration with the words and lettering. It's awesome. Okay, here's one of his punching bag pieces. I've seen several of these and I think they're just incredible. They are completely beaded. And they seem to always be Everlast punching bags. He finds them and does this with them.
So does he put like does he do the beading
I was just gonna ask.
outside of this and then? You can't do it on there. can you? Like how
I don't know how that's done, Heather. I don't know if the beading is done separately and wrapped around it or actually done on the surface of the punching bag. Very strong needle.
I know.
Unless it's glue.
He could have an upholsterer's needle or a shoemaker's needle, you know, an industrial needle. They're not glued, I don't think.
Liz, they do have what you call a hook needle. It looks like a fishing hook.
Yep.
So they can go in and pull it out.
Yep. And remember, he employs lots of people to help him do this. So he has professionals who know what they're doing. I don't know the answer to that question, Heather. It is spectacular to look at and impressive when you see, I mean, there must be millions of beads on there.
Well, I think it's very difficult to do it directly on
Extremely, extremely difficult to accomplish. Yep. And the whole idea of a punching bag, which you're meant to hit, he's completely disabled the punching bag by making it into this art piece. It's no longer an object of violence. It's just something that we can look at and admire. It's no longer an object to hurt or punish or
Take your aggression.
take your aggression out on. Yeah. And it's got a message on it. All right. It's a thing of beauty now, not a thing of punishment. Here's another one. And of course, beading and Native American culture, particularly Plains Indians, it's very deeply rooted in Native American history. There was a lot of trading done between Native American people and the colonial Europeans who came through their territory. And it was a way of trading for goods. So there's a long history of beading and beadwork in Native culture.
So they would make beads and then use them?
Before Europeans came, they would make clay beads, yes. Yep, and use them for decorative purposes, also, I think in religious practices, but I'm not sure about that. And then when the Europeans came and brought them cheap beads, you know, it was used for trading. Yeah. So it's part of it is ugly history and part of it prior to colonial times was artistic aesthetic history. And hi Sally, he makes many of these. And seeing them in rows like this, I was lucky enough to see an installation like this in New York. It's really powerful and moving. It's very moving. I felt very emotional when I saw this work.
Like figures.
They do look figurative. Yeah.
They remind me of the Nick Cave.
Like Nick Cave. Nick Cave is an African-American artist who makes what he calls his sound suits. And he also uses tiny objects that he glues together to make his sound suits. Yep. That's good, Heather. I hadn't made that comparison.
Well, I was naked until I saw the proof of that.
Yes, yep. This may be the last slide. Oh, this is the last slide, which I love. This was at the Whitney Museum of Art. He was in the Whitney Biennial, maybe, I don't know, 5-7 years ago. And this was hanging from the ceiling at the Whitney Museum. And this is totally beads. This is completely made out of beads. It was, for me, completely breathtaking. And the message, I think you can all read it, is people like us. So I think this one speaks directly to his identity as Native American. And for me, it was the first time I'd ever seen an artwork by a Native American person at the Whitney Biennial of American Art. So, excuse me, it was a very powerful moment, artistically and politically for me. John, real fast, because I want to get to us doing artwork now.
The word that people like us
Yes,
can be taken two ways.
sure.
People like us or people like us.
Very, very astute. Yes, it can be taken two ways. People like us, appreciate us, or people like us,
Like us.
we are part of a group. Yes.
Wow.
And because he's Native American and gay, it could be a statement about his feeling other in two different ways as well. So very, very astute. Thank you, John.
Wow.
All right. And this piece was huge. Anyone else go to this biennial and remember seeing it?
What year?
This was like 5 to 7 years ago. It was quite a while ago. All right. So keep your eye on the name Jeffrey Gibson. He's really making a name for himself. I'd say of all the Native American artists we've looked at so far, he's probably at this point in time one of the biggest. That's why I left him till the end, except for the artist we looked at first, who just had her solo show at the Whitney.
Listen, that piece almost looks
I'm going to
like-
stop the share, everyone. Yes, John, keep talking.
that piece right there almost looks like a garment.
It's meant to be a garment, but it's very outsized. It would never fit a normal sized human being.
Wow.
Okay. Today, we're going to set up a demo right now. Laura is readying the camera so that folks at home can see the demo as well. I'm going to talk, while she's doing that, I'm going to talk about the materials that I have available for us here. We're going to do a mixed media collage. I have brought in plastic beads. I've also brought in beads of various types. I think there are some wooden beads. I brought in buttons. I brought in fabric scraps. I brought in different types of string and a little bit of yarn. We have Elmer's glue. We have colored paper and we have white background paper. We have some drawing equipment. I did not bring in paint today because I could not fit that in my cart. But those of you at home, if you're lucky enough to have paint, that's an option too. I'm going to demonstrate how you can make an abstract mixed media collage. And that's one of your choices of projects for today, an abstract mixed media collage. Think about words because they played a large role in Mr. Gibson's work. Think about a word that has impact for you. For me, right at the moment, peace would be a biggie. We are living in a war-torn world. Holiday might be a word that's big on your mind at the moment since we're moving into the wild and crazy holiday season. Something that has importance for you right now. We could use that in the composition of your mixed media collage. Another option for you today would be to look at one of Mr. Gibson's pieces and copy it. Copying artist's work is a wonderful way for you to learn how to draw. Some of you here are very intent on learning how to draw. So that's another way you can go with your artwork today. Any questions?
You can have more than one word.
You can have more than one word. If you want to do a short phrase, of course, that makes it a little more challenging, but go for it. So if there are no other questions, I'm going to go off camera for a moment, getting my supplies for the demonstration. You can always yell. Those of you at home, I am a little bit deaf, but I think I'll be able to hear you. Those of you who are here, you can gather up your materials and get set up. Oh, Pat didn't come today. You okay, Laura? On the QT, I have Nika's new home address. Anybody wants it, don't ask me now, but at some point during the lesson, you can come to me and I'll be happy to give it to you. I brought it in because Pat was asking me for it.
Were those here? Or did you bring them? Were those here or did you bring them? I made for. Oh, you're giving them stuff?
Oh, and I forgot to mention, those of you who have teenagers in your life, next Wednesday, a week from today, I'm having a class for teenagers from 3:30 on. Come. Sorry, no. Yeah. 10 years teenager.
Some of us are teenagers apart.
Watch my demonstration. You're gonna get it. Fine. Exactly what. No doubt. Which direction it will see.
like, so I took these, and there are a bunch of them. And I'm gonna take this words onto this with different fabrics. I'm trying to figure out what words. That's all I'm doing. I don't know idea what I'm doing.
That's why I'm doing a demonstration. Folks at home, if you have no ideas, I recommend you watch my demonstration. It will help. I always assume that people understand that. Maybe I need to state that directly. If you don't have any ideas, watch the demonstration. Sorry for not articulating that. Just feeling strong, please. Oh, okay. Thought I did stop the share. Here's Luciano. I'm sorry.
No.
I told you Lorenzo.
Oh,
I
I
had
didn't even-
art.
I didn't even hear you.
I had art on my mind. Yeah, no, the stop share is finished.
Remove your spotlight.
Oh, okay. I always forget how to stop. I go to view, right? Do I hide self view? Should I click on hide self view? And maybe I can spotlight this. I can add pin. Here we go. I fixed it. There you go. Oh, and who opened the glue jar? Thank you so much. See, did you open it? Lovely. All right, ready for the demonstration. Folks at home, you can hear me?
Yes,
Thank you. All right, so first of all, Elmer's glue is the best glue to use when you are trying to apply anything three-dimensional to a flat surface. Excuse me. Pour some into a cup. You don't need a lot. I got so excited. Sometimes I get excited. Hey, Chuck. My suggestion for this project is to start with a picture frame. Artists love to frame their work, and I don't know if you noticed, Mr. Gibson used a frame a lot in his paintings, correct? He framed the space, so he knew how to control, his work. Thank you so much, Laura. Controlled his space by creating an avatar. Then I would divide this space into some shapes. He was very geometric, so I'm going to go geometric. He used a lot of triangles, so I'm going to start with triangles, and I am going to break them up with some rectangles. Which coincidentally, guess what? Making more triangles. How bad is that? I'm not going to go overboard with shapes because I'm using three-dimensional objects. Don't want to make a lot of teeny shapes because that's going to make it very challenging for me. If I make tiny shapes and I have larger things that I'm attaching to it, it's going to make it very hard for me to fill in little shapes. Make sense? Makes sense. All right. Now that I have these shapes to work with, I can start playing with color. Now, Mr. Gibson went wild with this color. You can too. My recommendation is that you start with solid colors. You can use colored pencil, you can use pastel, soft, or oil. And I would fill in the larger shades first. Like I said, fun. Go with wild color today. I'm not going to fill in all my shades because that would take up all your time. I want you to enjoy this. Stay with the family of colors if you like. Stay with the red family, blue family. Up to you. Greens, yellows. Fill up most of these large shapes first. Soft pastels obviously are going to be messy. If you don't want to be messy, stick with colored pencils or oil pastels. And then start blue. Blue right on top of the color. When you glue with any kind of three-dimensional stuff, you need this wooden look. There is a bag of wooden sticks back there. Easiest way to work with the glue is to dip the stick into the glue and put the glue onto the bottom, whatever it is you're attaching. That's basically it. If you're doing really tiny objects like the colored beads that we have here today, you might want to take a flat piece of paper or a plate and put the glue on the flat surface and then dip the tiny objects into the glue this way and stick them on. And the same thing with material. Cut your shape, take the stick with glue and put it on the material. Family blue. You can have green blue, dark blue, violet blue. The next one, soft pastel. Here. All right, got it. Thank you. Very well. Question. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put the glue back there so you can all come and get it. Any other questions about techniques or methods? Somebody found the pictures of the Northwest Coast Guard from yesterday's class. I didn't even realize I had them in back. Awesome. Use them. I'm gonna put a picture up right there. Help yourself. You don't need a ton of glue. And the glue comes out of the jar fast, so be careful. You're smart to wait. There's plenty of supplies. You don't need to all rush at once. So I'm gonna de-pin this. So folks at home, you're good, right? How are we doing? Ellen, you're okay? Ellen, are you an experienced person? I am not having any luck de-pinning this image. Here we go. Okay. And okay, so now I should be capable of sharing, correct, Laura?
Share.
I need to find a picture by Mr. Gibson. What did we think of his work? All right,
That was Native American and otherwise.
awesome. I'm gonna put up. Which one? Which one do I want to put up? I like this one. Oops, no, I forgot to share. This one feels kind of feminist to me. I'm gonna put this one up. All right, so we have an image up on the screen for those of you who would like to study his work further and use it for your own particular image. This is a beautiful beginning. Love this. Yeah, you can do a direct collage with paper, or you can read. You can read them. Oh, okay. So I'm cutting strips. You can actually read with paper. Should be beautiful. Okay, we need one more piece of paper. Okay. Watch. Read what? Read paper. Share equipment, please, guys. Don't take more than you need. Right, so you need to do the.
There, it's bring it over.
Basically, that just means you need vertical strips. Requires someone to be too short.
Peace.
I know, it's all enough.
These are called warp threads. Take these. This row starting under, next row has to start over. started over. Oh, we just need to start money. And it's just this every other row patterning. Exactly that that holds the reading together. You could probably make a much neater room. This is gorgeous.
This, to be honest, you know, I don't think we do something wild.
Wild and beautiful color. The green, the pink, perfect. Wildness is the thing to celebrate in art.
Did you bring any paintbrush?
I did. I don't want you using them.
That's right, okay.
Prefer not using paintbrushes.
I got
Really
it.
wouldn't use them. I'm sorry. Is that what you needed it for?
Yeah, I can, I. Wow. I just. I didn't like.
Did you get the email from me?
These are the metal. Yeah, the ones are, oh, this is nice. For some reason, this guy looks very much. Oh, yeah. Gonzalez. Lunch, she brought me from Heather. No, Sally. Sally, you brought carpet? You brought more? There were a bunch of pieces over there. They're all small like this. No. No. But where do you pick up? Yeah, it's amazing. I know, but where, is she living on the street? Next to the house? Really does. Where is that? I mean, it's so vibrant. Anyone who has carpet, you might wanna come over by me and watch something you can do with the carpet that's a lot of fun. Carpet people, come watch things if you want. And this with crayons. Layered, I see colors. Wow. It's a beautiful texture, yeah, smart. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, create something interesting underneath. But it has not the soft and the hard. Yeah. It has to be a hard. Not the soft. Yeah. It won't work with the soft. It has to be either crayon or oil tested. Yeah. Nobody has an X-Acto knife, right? Nobody has X-Acto knives. Are you sure? That worked well. Thank you very much. Let me see this works.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that, cause I was using my X-Acto knife last night in my box. I meant to. That's a good.
This does work better, yes.
That's a good tool.
Guys, we're gonna try an experiment. Let's try working with no talking for a couple of minutes, okay?
Folks at home, you good? Ellen, I hope you're enjoying. Oops, stuff in the chat box.
Okay, is there a?
Covered it up, but it's difficult.
So we have about, no, we have, it depends if you want to share, we have 20 to 30 minutes, 20 minutes if you want to share, 30 if you don't.
For the teenager class, it's gonna be about Van Gogh. So we're gonna look at the Starry Night painting and then we're gonna create a Christmas tree ornament.
This when's that?
That's next Wednesday, a week from today, starting at 3:30. Forget if it's a 1 hour or 2 hours. Figure that out. Are the kids out of school? They'll be out of school, it starts at 3:30. Oh, right.
What's the minimum?
I know, last time I had a teenager class here at the library, fourth grade.
Okay, you would run on the right, I mean,
What?
you can run on the right.
No. From the big to the December. You can't believe it was like this. It's not the bomb, but you try to. You can't really work. They don't have like figure out from here. In this room, it's hard. They were supposed to be in Thursday. Not one. What? Next Wednesday is Nega, and then the following Wednesday is Sonia Delon. Name is Zelauney.
I can always see it, I'm pretty consistent.
I love the way it emerges.
Yeah.
Very subtle.
It's, trust me, it's not easy. That's exactly the concern. Yes, thank you. Thank you for validating my challenges here. Yes, I'm working on like creating an almost hidden letter of purpose, you know, to really obfuscate like see how they will allow it. I hope you didn't choose a long part. No. I think the word mean, but you know, it's still gonna take a while here. Yeah, it's one that scared me. So I said, well, I guess I gotta run towards it.
No, it's a conversation starter right there.
Thinking of you when I reached the golden age because you're the twin is on the show.
Daniel, this is intriguing. No idea. A lot of the fabric I brought today has Native American patterning on it. I had no idea.
That's the first thing I know.
It's not intentional. I don't even know where this fabric came from.
It's beautiful.
What do you mean?
Someone donated it to me.
Folks at home, you're quiet. I'm assuming that's good news. Anybody need help? Decision making? You're struggling? You want to show off?
Can I show you something? I don't know what I'm doing.
Sure, Ellen.
Well, how do I do that?
You should have an option to go on camera. There should be an icon that says start video. It's usually in the bottom left-hand corner of your
Start
screen.
video, right? Yeah, and then I press that.
Click on that.
Okay. I did that.
Awesome. So you can hold up your work. I'm gonna spotlight you so I can see it.
Okay, you have to understand I'm not an experienced artist.
I'm gonna stop the share for a moment, folks who are here. Sorry about that.
Thank you for being so kind.
No, it is my job, but thank you.
And it's your nature.
Can you see it?
Yes. Wow. I like this.
You like it?
Yeah.
Right.
So here's my suggestion, Ellen. Maybe
Yeah.
someone else here has some suggestions too. I would choose some of your shapes and I would darken them. I would intentionally fill them in with a little more color, make them a little more opaque,
Uh-huh.
less transparent, and emphasize them more. That will pull all the shapes together and unify your composition. And
Thank
my
you.
suggestion, that kind of, it reads to me orangey red, it may be red. That would be the color I would start with. I would make that a little more opaque,
Okay.
more solid. And then the second color I would do is the black. I would fill that in more.
Okay, great. Thank you
And
so much.
my final suggestion would be to outline some of the boxes, not all of them, but some of them.
Okay, I have my work cut out for me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Yeah, because I'm not an experienced artist and I love this stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Okay, I'm going to press stop video.
No, you don't have to, but you
Okay.
can.
Okay.
I'm going to spotlight me now. So you won't be on camera any no more. I'm going to,
Okay, I can live with that. Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. So for me, this is the ideal working situation, guys. See how quiet it is? Let's try and work for a few minutes more with no talking.
Never mind. Something about the thing. Let's still finish it off.
Great, Susan, Marty.
I'm not saying it's the set of these.
What word did you choose? Did you pick a word? Isn't that a commentary? How we get these through chaos? Sometimes it takes a while to kind of see the soul.
No, I get. So good. Well,
Let's see if there's one time.
You know,
Very
there's,
modern on yours.
like, I always get to people all over the world. I don't know.
Maybe you should.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't, you remember who did.
Grew up in Nice, Victoria.
Don't know which faculty to use, so I guess I just want to work with students.
It's an interesting fact.
Here's something else that I should do.
Yes, and, even when that time comes, and you're buried, you're thinking of, and you're going to, never stop work.
Look, I guess I have the biggest nose here. There's some things in the old, you're Pinocchio. Is it red?
Yeah, that was excellent.
Ah, they is such a lovable figure. Like you.
Oh,
God.
Thank you, Laura. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Poor Daniel has been done for an hour. Wanna share?
Sure, yeah, give me a little bit.
Okay, if you would like to share, come up to the screen.
Share.
And folks at home, you're going to be second for sharing today. We're going to do in-person sharing first. Let me stop the share. Share. And Daniel is up. Whoa,
Oh, wow.
fantastic. Is it Snoopy?
No, but it kind of similar like that. It unintentionally, but
I
Still.
love it. What does it say?
try to guess. But it is a word, but I made it clear so it's gonna be a little bit. It's not that hard to read, but you'll see it.
Clear but camouflage. It
Mhm.
looks like best
Nope.
B.
Wait, is it?
I don't know. I give up.
I think I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna because it'll ruin the surprise.
There's a Y, the T,
Oh, what's the first letter?
Betsy.
Nope.
What is it?
I mean, if we could try to guess from that guy, then why should I tell you?
No, don't tell us yet, didn't you? B. Destiny.
Nope.
No, it's definitely a B. It's the first letter.
You
I
Betty? B-E-T-T-Y?
No. B-E-U-T-Y.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Oh, beauty! Yay!
Got it.
I see it.
Bingo.
I love all the motion and action in this
It's a
picture.
beautiful
Great
piece.
job, Daniel. And great colors too.
Yeah, I decided to not put anything on the border because I try it, but it kind of ruins it. So sometimes less is more.
Okay. Yeah, we had a big discussion about that. Anyone else here want to share? Robin's coming up. Oh, yeah. Very much.
I would like to draw for a few moments.
You have to come here, Robin, in front of the camera. Wow. All right. Very, very Native American in your color choices.
And do you see the word at the bottom?
Heritage.
Heritage,
Yes.
beautiful.
So,
Bravo.
thank you.
Anyone else? We have so many works in progress. You can show work in progress. It's a great way to get ideas.
I got a work in progress.
Okay, this one's very subtle. So the letters are hidden. Beautiful colors and shapes.
Of hiding the letters.
It says
Well, you see, I'm like pulling them out right here. Like, but I thought maybe a shadow under all of them.
yeah, it's
Because I don't
coming
want them
along
to be
beautifully.
lost.
Will you bring it next week so we can see the finish?
Sure.
I think the shadow is a great idea. It's really defining.
Needs it. It makes it so much more interesting.
It does. And it says peace, I think.
Good, good. Yes,
Beautiful colors.
thank you.
Thank you. All right.
I can share.
All right. Be careful. You can see there's a lot of wires here. Please be careful.
And you want to have a guess of what I'm doing?
Well, you're doing a wonderful geometric. Is it a landscape?
First, this is an experiment for me to try something wild and busy. I mean the color, the wild color and busy. So this is the first thing. The second thing is I wanted to express this is our world. I mean, I use the colors to express the world. It is a versatile a world composed of many different things. So different color compose different parts of the world. So for example, with the pink one represents the dynamic, the green one that represents the nature, or the blue represents the nature. And also I use different shapes to represent eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Because I applied a variety kinds of eyes to express that a variety of species or people or human beings or even more than human beings or species, different kind of lives. And I used eyes because I encourage people to sense the world, to sense the different parts of the world.
Wonderful.
This is my,
I like the different textures she used too, and the framing works beautifully. No other takers? Well, I'm about to ask. Ellen, do you want to share? No. Courtney?
we have one more.
Sure, it's not even close to done, but
Okay, we're gonna
Um,
share yours next.
hard to see.
All right. Oh, will you send me a JPEG? Because this is a beautiful beginning.
Yeah, I will.
Fabulous. Thanks, Courtney. All right. Tell me your name. They're Rarantica. Yeah. This is Raranticas. Look at the great textures. So Rarantica, one suggestion, I would fill in the whole background.
I don't know why, but the brown part in the middle, for some reason, it reminds me of Chewbacca.
Oh, this one
Uh-huh.
seems like a Buddha, like I mean the
Or like a
dog.
Buddha.
I mean, an Indian dog.
Yeah, for some reason, I think Chewbacca.
Yeah.
That's terrific. And she's working on carpet, which creates a really fabulous texture. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us. Oh. Mujran, eh?
Not like your.
This is Mujran's. I love it. So
Oh,
she's
Yeah.
copied Jeffrey Gibson's figure. It's really great, isn't it? She worked so hard on this. Look at all the lines she made. And how much do we like the word love? It's fabric. Fabric and drawing. Well done. Anyone else? All right, I'm sorry to say it is time to clean up. Wonderful work today. I am thrilled. We did a lot in a short period of time. As always, you can share with me through JPEG, through the magic of the internet. I am happy to respond to any emails. I may not get back to you immediately, but I will reply as soon as I can. Oh, Margot had to leave. Susan had to leave.
Does anyone have hand sanitizer? You do? Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, folks at home, you have the luxury of continuing to work. Unfortunately, we here have to start cleaning. I'm not going to say goodbye yet.
No. Thank you. No, that's good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
But excuse me. Seem to be having an allergy attack. Forgive me, everyone. But next week will be December, and we are going to start a whole new theme in our art classes. We will be thinking about the season of gifting. Sorry, excuse me, folks. Sorry, I'm trying to make an announcement. Listen up. Our theme for December is gifting.
Gifting.
Yes, and I will be gifting all of you by talking about artists. I think the theme was artists, don't quote me on this, but I think the theme is artists whom I admire. So I'm going to be sharing different artists with you that I have chosen that I think you will like.
You should bring a gift to you of what we like.
My gift is just that you're here. That's all I need, Eileen. I have so much fun with you guys every week. You have no idea.
I want to thank you all very much for having
Oh,
me.
Ellen, I hope you come back next week. We
I
love.
will, I will. And maybe maybe I'll have the courage to share things with you too. I'll try.
It doesn't require courage. Just think about it as a way to share your ideas so that you can get advice and suggestions. We're
And
really non-judgmental here.
And I surely will see you again, and thank you so much, everybody. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Have a great week. Stay warm and
Thank
keep making art and looking at art.
Great.
All right. I am going to say goodbye, everyone. Take care. Art on. And I will see you all soon. Oh, Ellen, if too late, I'll ask Robin. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, and I